What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer, guys. Magic the Gathering Arena action on the new channel. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. If you're new here and you're not coming over from our AGG Extra channel, which we have a couple of other channels, links in the description, welcome. We do this with some pretty regularity. We had been doing these on the weekends. We're probably going to shift these to the weekdays. So got to kind of figure out our schedule for the channel a little bit. We're going to have some more re-uploads and uploads of pack cracking action. That's really where we got started, and I'm a big collector, so I have been enjoying that. But I do love me some limited action and some MTG Arena. So today we're going to jump in. We got a draft token. We're eagerly awaiting the release of Bloomburrow. That should be going up, I believe, on the 30th for MTG Arena. So we'll be jumping into some of that for sure on the channel here as soon as that goes live. Jumping into some drafts, some sealed, enjoying all of those and what that set has to offer. Very much looking forward to it. We have a couple of collector boosters going to be coming up in the channel, play booster as well. So if you're interested in seeing pack rack in action, that is going to be going up in some subsequent Wednesdays. We're going to dedicate Wednesdays to that as we had on the other channel. So today, though, let's get some Modern Horizons 3 in. I'm actually really interested. There's an event for Outlaws of Thunder Junction that we might jump into here this weekend as well if we get the opportunity to do that. But we got a draft token. Let's crack this. Let's get into a premier draft. Here's how we do it. We're going to share the draft with you. We'll show you what we got, and then we'll build the deck. We'll save the time on that. We'll just show you essentially where we get to with the deck, and then we'll jump into a couple of games. Wins and losses, we usually showcase at least a little bit of those. If we end up going on a nice little streak here and can pick up multiple wins, we might separate this into 2 videos. If not, we might just do the one just to showcase the draft and a couple of games and how we fared. So that's what we got for you here today. Modern Horizons 3, we've done a bit of this. Not maybe as much as I wanted to, but it's been a super fun set, and there's some awesome things in the set. So, you know, one thing I have not done is interesting. I'm gonna take the Reiterating Bolt. Let's see what we can put together here. Shogungar's pretty good. Conjurer's pretty good. Signature Slam's pretty good. I really am a big fan of Nyxborn here. I'm going to take the Nyxborn. Like a little white-red action. Ooh, Kalia. I feel like we got to take this. And then maybe we can slide or splash into black. White seems to be pretty open. Black, there's been some decent stuff coming around for black. Getting some Accursed Marauders is good. Grim Servant is actually pretty solid. Let's take Kalia. She could be pretty good. X-Gold Slith is actually really nice. Ooh, and the Transmogrant. I'm gonna take this guy. We'll see a Slith and maybe a Skyclaw come back around. I think we are gonna try to focus in on this. And let's see if we can get some angels, some demons, and some dragons as we get going here. Two flyer for 4 is not great, but ooh, see, this is tough. I'm going to take the Thraben Charm because we can get rid of enchantments or exile graveyards. That's pretty good. But Inventor and Unicorn are really solid here in white. So let's see what else we get. Ooh, and I really like Fell the Profane. Slith. Dream Drinker. These are all really good. Even Melted Charbug isn't bad. I'm going to take Fel the Profane because it flips into the land. It's a good removal spell in the later phases of the game. We do need to focus. I have realized with this can be a pretty fast-ish format. Certainly not the fastest, but the power level is pretty insane. So having some really, really strong removal spells, like just clean removal like Fel the Profane, I have been taking a little bit higher, I would say, than maybe I normally would. Although again, these flip cards with the lands are very, very solid. They can help to keep the land count not even necessarily low, but it gives you that extra utility. I would count this as a land more than a removal spell, but as we take a look for both, it's pretty nice. Now, Pinnacle Monk is also pretty solid for what we're looking at doing. Dreadmobile is pretty good with Menace. I think I'm gonna take the Witch Enchanter because again, artifact or enchantment, and it flips. That's nice. Draw some cards. Yeah, I'll take Expel. This is tough. This is really... White is really, really open. I'm going to take the Angel. Because we can survive with the Angel here. White is all the way open. I feel like Thraben Charm. It's really good. Oh, and Sheltered Landscape. Perfect. That's exactly the land we would want. We'll take the Fox Samurai. Oh, Inspired Inventor wheeled all the way, and a Hex Gold. Wow. That was nice. I mean, I feel like that makes a lot of sense. Ooh, Worm Coil is so good too. This is tough. I'm gonna take the Phoenix. I think the Phoenix is... It's so hard because they're both so good. Pack Rhino is really nice. I also really like Etched Slith here. The Sheltered Landscape we'll keep our eye on. I'd like to have probably another, at least one, if not two of these. We're kind of, at this point, black and white with a red splash. But I think our red splash is pretty good. Let's see what we got. We got Gravedig. Gravedig could be pretty good. But also something that we could look to cut. There's a few things that would be good to be able to bring back with that. I need to keep looking for things that can trigger off Kalia. Because really that's the benefit of her. Get her on the battlefield, get her attacking, and then drop in something like an Angel of Ruins. So I need to find maybe a few other top-end targets. Cranial Ram would be nice, but that doesn't really fit with us. I'm gonna take Lethal Throwdown. Gosh. I guess. I mean, if things are dying, if we're able to kill our own stuff. I'm gonna take Eviscerator's Insight here. We get a little bit of card draw. Shifting Woodland's pretty good. I like him. He's pretty good. Take him. The Knot Master. Now I do like Dog Umbra here. I think that's pretty good. All right, I think we take. It's like Spell the Unworthy. Thriving. I'll take the Thriving. We'll find another Expel, I would imagine. Oh my gosh. Well, there was another Thriving. Or we could Proliferate. I don't know how much that helps us, but I do like the Rhino. We'll take the Rhino. I don't know. That's just a... Because Dog Umbra here... Dog Umbra and its flexibility to give our creature essentially one turn, if you will, of indestructible. Or one round of that isn't bad. But this is also just another good answer for a big creature that's going to get in the way because it can't attack or block. So we got Lethal Throwdown. We should look for maybe another retrofitted Transmogrant because we have a few things. If we want to run Eviscerator's Insight, we need to have something that we can sacrifice. I love these Nyxborn Unicorns. I think these are so good. Still want to keep an eye out for some more Angels. Inspired Inventor coming back around. These are so good too. Who gets the land? Birthing a Ritual. Wow. I honestly probably just this is a bad pull. Mustard have Departed. I don't really need to. I'm gonna take the Birthing Ritual. This is maybe a bad play, but Sylvan Safekeeper really good. Glasswing Grace. I'm going to take the Glasswing Grace. Or do I take a Curse Marauder? You know what? I'm going to take the Curse Marauder. Ooh, a Windswept Heath is making its rounds. I'm going to take an Expel here. Blood-Soaked Insight is just really, really expensive. Unless, of course, you can get in some damage. Flare of Duplication would actually be really interesting. Non-token red creature. We don't have a ton of these. Or we could shore up our land. I'm going to shore up my land. A flooded strand. Taking the flooded strand. Player of Fortitude. Wow. I feel like, man, the gargoyle's so good. This is amazing pack. I'm gonna take the flare. Do we go another Thriving Skyclaw or Angel of Ruins? Probably another Thriving, because more likely than not, I'm able to play this if I get into a tight spot. And that gives us the ability to run into that. I took the Zealot. I'm not sure. This is really tough. Really gonna shore up our lands though. We'll take the Frogmere. Take a Siege Smash. It's a good option. Glimpse is fine. Let's see what we got here to round this out. Nice, we get the Gargoyle. This guy is amazing. I really like him. I feel like this was pretty good. I'm not sure how we did in terms of our removal suite here. Probably not gonna play the Flooded Strand. 3 Sheltered Landscape though is really good. 17 is probably a little heavy though. We have a good run here. Probably not Frogmere Enforcer. I really am not. Arcbound Condor is pretty good. 3/3 for 4 with flying, with ETB for other artifacts. We just don't have a ton of those. Retrofitted Etched Gargoyle probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense here. Let's take a quick look. So we have lethal in terms of removal, Dog Umbra, 2 Expels, double Thraven Charm, Curse Marauder I would consider. We have a Reiterating Bolt. Siege Smash, I probably set that to the side for now. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I feel like this could be pretty good. We'll have to take a look at it. Not going to play Glimpse here. I don't know. Interesting. Kind of an interesting set. So we do have the 2 Thriving Skyclaws, and we do have the Angel that we could run off of Kalia. Does anything else fit that profile? That's kind of where we missed, I feel like, with what we put together here. Because it's Angels, Demons, or Dragons. I don't think we have any Demons. Don't believe so. But we also do have Fell the Profane, and then we do have a Flare of Fortitude, which can really be an interesting one. Life total can't change, permanents you control, hexproof, and indestructible, which is very, very interesting. All right, so we got a few to cut here. 7 cards. That's how we're sitting. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. So let's see where we get to, and we'll be right back. All right, I think this is where we're gonna land. Well, the last couple of cuts were pretty tough, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. We're sitting at 15 creatures, 9. We have an average of 3 on the old mana value here. We have a decent low end curve with some really good options. We get up into the 3 mana slot here, and I feel like that is probably one of the areas of strength. And then we start getting up into the upper 4s here And I think this has some decent potential. I'm happy with the mana base. 3 Shelter Landscape will help us to filter out any of the colors that we need, get to some of our double pips here, which is going to be a good thing for us on some of these upper tier spells. And then we also have 2 flip cards in Fell the Profane and Witch Enchanter, which are pretty good. So we really have kind of pseudo 18 land if we look at it that way. We have a couple of things that can feed off of Kalia. Probably again, I really did consider just getting rid of her, maybe pull an Angel, but I think the Angel and the Thriving Skyclaws are going to be pretty good. Got like a little bit of an energy sub theme here with the 2 Inspired Inventors, Proud Pack Rhino if we want to pop Proliferate. We have the Zealot. We have Reiterating Bolt that will play off of the energy as well. So we got a couple of things here that can generate for us, and I think 2 Inspired Inventors, especially considering Reiterating Bolt, also pretty good. Pretty good. We got a little bit of backup again in the protection suite with Flare of Fortitude. Plenty of creatures that we could potentially sack here. Inspired Inventor actually probably becomes a good target for Flare of Fortitude once it gets onto the battlefield. And then again, a pretty good suite of removal. You throw down Dog Umbra, 2 Expel the Unworthy, 1 Thraben Charm. We ended up getting rid of 1 Thraben Charm. I'm not sure if that's the way I want to go, or if Expel the Unworthy. I think the idea around this is that this exiles a creature, and then in the late game, this is really never a bad spell. And I think this is just going to be a little bit more useful removal, where Thraben Charm is very reliant on us having a board presence. And if we're unable to do that through blocks and we're behind, feels like Expel the Unworthy can probably catch us up a little bit better than that's looking like. And obviously, again, we're trying to get Kali on the field, have either, a Thriving Skyclaw or an Angel of Ruins. The cool part would be able to play Kalia on 4, have a Skyclaw in hand on turn 5, attack, get this out, pump this with the 3. We could have quite a bit of power coming through in the air if we're able to play that smart. And that's not including what we could also do in that turn, maybe throw in an X-Born Unicorn or anything else that we could do, Detectus Phoenix, if we want to go that route. So feels pretty good. We'll give it a run here. We'll jump into some games. We'll see how we do. Okay, getting started here. I cannot be too mad. Good little curve up, Solstice, Ondu, in all 3 colors. Our opponent's going first. We'll be on the draw here. I am not mad about this at all. That rocking and rolling. We'll go Swamp next. Probably just run out the Nyxborn. We can throw some counters on it if we want to do that. I'm going to go ahead, get this guy out there. We could look at doing Solstice and then Ondu after that. Think let's establish our board presence here a little bit. The other thing I thought about was Proud Pack Rhino, but I'd like to use Ondu here, throw some counters on. Got the Eldrazi thing going on. This scares me. When anybody makes this kind of deck, it scares me. If they have any top end threats, I get very nervous. So I'm just gonna keep establishing the board presence here. What I'm hoping for is 1 more mana. Ideally 1 more white mana, maybe. So that we could rip off something like a Thraben Charm and Ondu at the same time. Pop some counters on. We need to really get rid of probably writhing chrysalis. Writhing. I can say that. Yep. Now we could go. We get another white mana. We could go Thraben Charm and Undo. Take the 4 damage. This guy has Trample. Okay, we did not find it. What I'm thinking here, this thing has reach. This thing can get really big. Go ahead and do that. What I'm going to do is probably tap this guy down. Yeah. We'll tap him down. We're not in great spot. This does essentially become a chump blocker for us that will return. Man, we needed that one additional land. I'm gonna just not attack for their turn here. Let's see what they do. Okay. It's good. All right, they don't have any of the big bombs, but they have a pretty crazy board presence here, so keep that guy tapped down. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can deal 9 damage here. 13, I'd be in a really, really tough spot. We just block there. This will be able to come back. Persists. It brings it back. Hmm. I'm wondering if we put the shield counter on Nyxborn here. Really just need that other land. This is the tough spot we've found ourselves in here. I need a 2-spell turn. I need to be able to expel and then reiterating bolt something. Get rid of, like, this guy. And he found our new Ulamog. Can he play it? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we cannot. That's very lucky for me. But another Writhing Chrysalis. Actually, he can. No, he can. He can play it with snapping. Oh, he messed up. I think I'm dead anyways here. Let's check the maths. We'll throw that here. This has trample. Block the 5 there. You can block and stay alive with this, and then Proud Pack Rhino. I'm taking 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 6. A good game, my friend. I think that's still the best option for me. That was some damage. Oh, they had trample. Well, that was definitely dead. All right. Well, not finding that other land hurt me. Okay, opponent goes first here. It's not a bad opener. Again, we got Etch Slith into Nyxborn. We got a Sheltering Landscape. We can go grab a white Plains mana. I'm feeling pretty good. We can Fell the Profane and flip that if we need to for a 4th land. In case we don't end up showing the first game, it was an okay game, but we established a small board presence, which was good. We ran into some trouble with an inability to find a 4th land, so I am in a better spot for that, at least this go around. Interesting. Just gonna go ahead and find a Plains here. All right, well, I just want to get Etch Slith out. Imagine they got to start cracking some of that. I was to say, start cracking some of these, finding some lands, I would think. Play some greed spells. So, here's what I'm thinking. Inspired Inventor, get the 1/1 to then be able to sack to draw. Again, we find that 4th mana. We can have a two spell turn here with Nyxborn. Okay. Honestly, I did not expect that, but maybe that's the play. It says Menace. All right, so now I'm gonna just this is where I don't want to do this. Have it enter tapped. Let's go ahead and attack. And let's get Gargoyle out here. Well, the other flip side of this is now I could mentor this guy. If we want to do that. We'll see what they play, though. We could also expel. Got some options. 3/3 Menace is nothing to be upset about. We could also Eviscerator's Insight the Gargoyle to bring it back after attacking if we wanted to do that. I mean, that makes sense, I suppose. It's got Vigilance, so. The other side of this is I could put 2 1/1 counters, give it flying. Feel like yeah, I mean, because I can just bestow or proliferate with Proud Pack. That seems all right. I feel like I got some good options here. Or get Ondu in. I feel like there's a path to winning this game here this next turn. Okay, Flarin. Okay, cool. Can't imagine what the other card in the hand here is. So if I bestow here, on this, that's 7. I think that's the way. Oh. Silly me. I didn't realize. Oh, that's interesting. That's all right. Still dies and then gets to persist, come back, which is so interesting. I mean, I feel like we're in a great. We're in a good position here, regardless. Well, this thing has reach, of course. Okay. There we go. Interesting. Go ahead and get Kalia down here. I also really considered Andu. At this point, it really it's going to be kind of dependent on this draw step here. If they get another creature, because I can expel the Unworthy, the Petrifying. Okay. What are they going to do? Null Elemental Blast, probably. Probably kill my Kalia. That makes sense. Yep, that makes sense. That's a good draw for them. We'll take the 2. And that'll do it. We had quite a few different routes I feel like we could have taken in that game to finish it off. So the thought process around Kalia and getting her onto the battlefield is just another flying attacker. I knew that we had the Detective's Phoenix here, which also had flying and haste. So if we got into a position where they did play another creature, let's say it wasn't Pinnacle Monk and they didn't pull back Null Elemental Blast, but it was maybe just a ground-based creature that didn't have reach or anything like that, Etch Slith still attacks, but then gets double blocked to keep them alive. What we then essentially have is Gargoyle, Kalia, and Detective Phoenix all coming out at the same time. He could block one of them, but they were on 3 damage, 3 life left. So we were able to kind of kick in and hit that because we got 2/2 here. Kalia is a 2/2 as well. So assuming nothing else changed from that perspective, we would have been able to kind of get through lethal damage from that idea. The other thought too was maybe Proud Pack Rhino and seeing what we could do either from a shield counter or proliferate standpoint potentially with Etch Slith. The other piece of it too here is that Etch Slith, when that attacks, then if Gargoyle is attacking, but both Phoenix and Kalia would have gotten bigger because Etch Slith was obviously so big. The other piece that we did consider was if I get Kalia out and we do Expel, that removes Petrifying Meddler. So we really had some options to get in here and to try to just kind of navigate around this. The difference ends up being is this allows them to gain the life, so we would have kind of removed some of the blockers, but then gave them some of the life back, and that would have maybe allowed them to stay alive in that game. I think overall played it pretty well, pretty cleanly. Getting Etch Slith out, I have been such a huge fan of this card. Getting it out turn 2, turn 3, getting some attacks in very quickly can make this thing pretty beastly. And then I really do like the bestow mechanic here, especially with the unicorn, can really just escalate this and make it pretty solid. And Detective Phoenix coming in pretty clutch as well. So that was a good game. Okay, and I see my recording space is quickly running out, so I'm going to close this out. We won one, we lost one. Both decent games. Couldn't find the mana in the first game. It happens, unfortunately. Second match went pretty well swimmingly. Did what we wanted, had a lot of options. We're able to do some things with Persist, which I really enjoyed. So we're going to wrap this one up. Consider subscribing. We got our new channel here. We really appreciate the support. Lots more coming to you. We'll probably jump into another video of this, knocking out some additional games, and then Bloomburrow coming up on the channel. Pack Rack in action every Wednesday, so be sure to stay tuned. Socials, all that stuff in the comments, in the links, and all that stuff in the description down below. And we hope you enjoy the channel, and we'll be back here with us real soon. I've been Doc. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.